Welcome to the first ever episode of a brand new podcast called Capable by Thato Rampedi. I am so excited for this first episode, guys. I want to explain to you guys what Capable is, who I am, my journey, and how we're going to be creating one of the most amazing communities when it comes to podcasting and just understanding ourselves. So, Capable is a podcast that is directed towards men. I want this core audience to be male because I want to speak to young men, old men, and men from all walks of life on how we can improve as beings and how we can find our purpose, balance our finances, understand ourselves, and work on our mental, physical, and spiritual health. I am Thato Rampedi, someone who has been doing content for many, many years for many, many different reasons. And I feel like I have finally found a piece of content which I'm going to be so proud to call mine due to its purpose and its meaning. So let me tell you guys how Capable came to life. I have been creating a number of podcasts. We started off with my name is Mike, which then became Seated Lebo Thato Rampedi, a comedic podcast where we just read funny tweets and we're trying to be relatable. But as Lebo and I was speaking and creating this content, we could constantly see that we kept going deeper, man. We had this yearning to want to speak more about the subject matter. To give you an example, we had a post once where we were speaking about things African moms do, reflecting and speaking about things that our mothers would do in the past, see what your guys' mothers did in the past, and it was all comedic and fun, from being beaten to being spoken in a specific manner. But Lebo and I kept going deeper and deeper into why those things were happening. So instead of speaking about it and laughing, we try to understand our mother's, perspective at the time. We try to understand our mother's sacrifice at the time. We try to see how that made us feel and how we might improve the situation. So now we're saying, okay, cool, we're identifying situations. Instead of laughing about them, we're now doing a deeper dive. And as we go deeper, we're trying to find the why and we're trying to find how to make it better. And as that was happening, we started seeing these key elements within the episodes week after week after week, which then even rebranded Seated in its entirety. We stopped reading funny tweets and we did a new layout where we would speak about things that men and women are struggling with. And I realized that a key audience, a key member of society which we're missing out on and is too scared, is too embarrassed, is too filled with fear to speak about certain things is men, which is why Capable is going to be directed to men. My core audience and my mission is to find as many men as possible so they can have these conversations, so they can hear testimonies, and so that they can see the struggles of successful men and how they were able to overcome. So I told you guys how Capable came about. I'm going to tell you guys something even funnier. We planned this podcast early 2024 and we're sitting in June 2025 right now. And Mbali and I knew the pillars which needed to exist to create this community. We knew that this was something that I yearned for and something that I wanted to do to become a better man. And the reason why I wanted to become a better man was because of my current at the time, so walk in life. I was very, very happy with my lifestyle because my lifestyle existed of everyone living a similar lifestyle. If I take it back to university, we all know the culture. You go to university, you study, you then find a key interest in women, a key interest in drinking, a key interest in having fun. And that then exponentially grows and grows and grows. Now add a layer of being in the entertainment space. That then creates even more access to having that level of fun. So I started off, studying engineering. That was a lot of fun. Graduated, then I started pursuing content full time, which then led to me, building House of Rampedi, which was formerly known as Rampedi Media, a space which allows for young creatives to come in and build a brand. We are very fixated on having a small amount of creators within the team because we don't want to just, be another company that just allows for a whole bunch of creatives to come, teach them a small percentage of content creation, let them free and make money from them forever. No, House of Rampedi's purpose is to make content creation sustainable through the use of 5 to 6 different brands. And then in time with future, we want those brands to do the same thing for other people because they can learn different skills from myself and from my team. So cool. Now, like I said, guys, I was on the wrong path doing a whole bunch of things, which we'll go deeper in. But I was definitely at the same time trying to build a business. And this put us in this position now where we've been able to build a brand like Thought Digest, a podcast led by Caiah and Mammi, Dearest, seated with Tato and Lebo Rampedi, a podcast hosted by Thato and Lebo Rampedi, a group channel called Asmajita, which we've been trying to create and make brand friendly, but still make very inspirational and fun entertainment piece, which its purpose is to entertain, you know? Now, as I'm creating this business and trying to move in this direction, I'm feeling a lack of understanding my character and a lack of purpose, which then helped me think about, capable, which in Bali and I started to plan. So we sat down and we said, you know what, okay, Tato, Bali, team, let's create a podcast which will allow for Tato to grow. Let's create a space where we invite like-minded individuals to teach Tato how to become a man of purpose, a man of finance and wealth, and a man that can continue leading and exhibiting good character. That was planned. We planned the guests. We knew the structure, but it was missing so much more meaning. Yes, it was for Tato, but we knew that whatever Tato learns, the community will learn. But even in that, I wasn't able to action it out. 3 months passed, 6 months passed, 9 months passed, a year passes, and I started losing hope in Capable and the podcast. Then it brings me to this individual, Tabang. He was someone who I met outside of Woolworths. I had seen him before at the gym, which I go to, and he's there, comes to me and he goes, "Hey, how are you doing? My name is Tabang. I'm the voice of Caiah." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, nice, man. I'm Thato Rampedi. Nice to meet you, man. What's going on?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, I'd like to invite you to my home cell." I'm like, "What's home cell? I've heard about it before." And he's like, "No, it's just a space for us to have conversations, speak about God." Then I'm like, "Oh, this is so cool. Is this man sent from God to me?" Because I've been trying to build my faith and my spirituality and build my understanding of Christianity. So I grew up Christian in a Lutheran household. And then after going to a Catholic high school, I unfortunately became atheist. And I constantly questioned religion. I constantly questioned God. And I pushed myself so far away from it because I knew how much it frustrated me, which was the devil working overtime. And in meeting Tabang, he then ignited and poured paraffin into that flame which was there, which was so small when it came to God. And attending the first home cell, which became the second, which became the third, which became the fourth, helped me understand how much of importance community for young men is. It showed me the importance of being able to speak about your day, speak about your week, speak about your problems, going to scripture to find answers, praising and worshiping, and having a strong faith. Then I realized those are the pillars, those are the elements which Capable is lacking. That is the one thing that Capable does not have in our planning. It is solely focused on Tato and helping people and not God. So I remember the day before I shot my first episode of Capable, which you guys will see very shortly. I was at home cell, and during praise and worship, I had, everybody singing beautiful songs. Some members of the home cell were singing in tongues. There was a joint home cell, so there was a lot more of us. Usually it was 7. I think we were like 17 that day. I couldn't sing that day. All I could do was just open up my hands and start praying. And when I started praying, I just kept hearing and praying for Capable. I kept saying, "Lord, tomorrow I'm shooting my first episode of Capable. I don't understand why I don't feel like it's complete. We've been planning for a year. We've spoken about guests. We've opened up a studio. You've given me favor. You've given me your blessings. You've directed me towards content creation, being behind the scenes. You've taught me the importance of community. You've taught me the importance of having a team. But I just feel like Capable is missing something. I feel like my relationship with you is missing something. And I'm going to consistently try and build my faith, build my love for you, build my understanding of what you want us to be, how we can express the Holy Spirit inside of us." And then it just came to me. Capable needs to be something, not just for me to grow and learn, not just for the viewers to, learn from the conversations and the struggles and the problems, but it needs to be a platform which is for God. It needs to be a podcast which is for God, and a podcast which allows for God to speak through us, through the guests, through our struggles, through our trials and tribulations, to help young men. And once that clocked, once those prayers were done, I felt at peace with the idea of capable. I knew that it is capable season now. I sit here on a day which we don't usually shooting this episode, because I know the power of capable. I know what I want capable to look like. I know how tangible I want it to be for you guys, and I know what its purpose needs to be. So I'll further reiterate the purpose of capable and its pillars. It's to help us find our purpose in this world. It's to help us balance our finances. It's to help us work on our self-development and understanding of ourselves. And my promise to you guys as audience members is to constantly bring people who have so much substance that it's impossible for you to not want to change after watching an episode. I want to bring guests which will allow for you to see a path you want to walk. I want to create a community with time where we can have conversations outside of this podcast to allow for us to better ourselves as men. Now, I know that our audience for the past 8 years has been 80% female. So I urge you, ladies that are watching this right now, as this is the first episode, I urge the ladies that are passionate about what I'm speaking about, continue watching. So you can also lead your men when it comes to their purpose. Because, for being honest, we need women every single day to give us that certain level of softness and love to allow for us to conquer our dreams. But I do urge you to please send this link to men you know. Let's allow for men to stop hiding behind their women and hiding behind advice, but to do research and watch content like this to better themselves, to allow for themselves to grow. So as we start this new chapter in House of Rampedi, as I start this new chapter in my life, I urge you to look at it in the exact same light. Let's look at it as if we're starting new chapters of our lives, where we're going to push lust aside, where we're going to push self-doubt aside, where we're going to push toxic masculinity, where we're going to push imposter syndrome, where we're going to push all things that just bring us down away. And we're going to redefine what we see. We're going to change our perspectives and allow for information to truly come into our hearts. I'm thinking about building a segment within Capable at the end of the episode, or maybe even in the beginning, where I speak about my learnings from my home self, because every single Wednesday, I feel so blessed and I feel like I'm born again. So I urge all of you guys to do one thing now. Can we all say that we will be a part of this community, but not just a part of the community through watching? Let's be a part of this community and actually spread the importance of understanding our purpose, finances, and ourselves to everybody. Yeah, man. I'm Thato Rampedi, and I really want to work on myself. And I want us together to work on each other. So let's take that leap together, and I hope that you guys can enjoy the episodes to come. Thank you.
Stop you for nothing, I'm putting my heart in my soul in this shit, you know I'm going harder. I cannot fear nobody can touch me, I'm moving and God is my arm.